here with Bro Science Bodybuilding, and we're about to do a leg workout today. Actually, my sister's joining me.
Hi.
That's Pega. So we're about to hit a dynamic warm-up right now. So we got some high knees, some butt kicks, and some lunges. So we'll show you how this is done. Alright guys, so part of my dynamic warm-up here, you can see the high knees, the butt kicks, and the lunges that I'm going to do is basically to warm up those muscles, the hip flexors, get them nice and stretched out. I typically save my static stretching for after the workout. New research has come out saying that there is you're less prone to injury whenever you do a dynamic warm-up before as compared to a static. So I've always just kind of followed that philosophy and do my dynamic warm-ups, whether it's upper or lower body, in this fashion. So far I'm injury free, so it's worked. Alright guys, here's Pega doing some air squats as part of the warm-up. We're gonna hit some squats today, so we usually do about 10 to 12 air squats before we get into the actual warm-up with the bar. So alright guys, so I just taught Pega how to do the squat, or I showed her the form on it. So here she is doing a back squat, and for her first time with a barbell, she actually got really good form. Not bad. I mean, there's a few things that we could work on, but for the first time it's not bad. So here I am doing my first working set on the squat rack. I've got 225 on there, as you can see, and I always try to keep really good form, obviously, to avoid any back injuries, and I try to go down as far as I can. Actually, I'm going even deeper now than what you see here in this video. I think it's really important to get that full range of motion. I try to stay away from anything above the legs being parallel to the floor or to the ground. I think practicing that full range of motion just adds to the good form. Also, another big thing, especially for the ladies out there, they tend to have their knees collapse in a lot. You know, even guys have that problem too. So whenever you go down and you're doing this squatting motion, you always want to push your knees out to the sides as far as possible. That avoids knee injuries and allows you to go a little bit deeper on the squat than if you were to let the knees collapse in. And like I said, females have a little bit more of that issue than males do. It's called the Q angle. So if you guys are interested in learning more about that, just Google it. You can find out some more info on that. Alright, so the next exercise we hit up was the hack squat, and this particular machine that we have in our gym is a little bit different than the traditional hack squat machine that I've seen in any other gym. It's got kind of like a ramp in the front here, and you can place your feet either more directly below you or way out in front towards the top of that ramp. So the further your feet are out up on the ramp, the more hamstrings you're hitting, and the further in your feet are towards the right underneath your hips, the more you're working the quads and the rectus femoris and all that. So I always try to switch it up a little bit on that. And then the next thing, this is a great workout for the ladies if you're trying to build up that tone in the glutes and the hams. Straight-legged or stiff-legged deadlifts. One of my favorite workouts here. I always feel this in my hamstrings and glutes after I get done. And I really try to emphasize that full extension at the top of the motion. And here I am showing my sister how to do it. This is her first time doing any kind of bar work. So she did a pretty good job. Obviously, I think this bar was just too light for her. She could have gone more, but I wanted her to get the form down correctly first. As you can see, she's really like pushing the bar out away from her body because it's just too light. So practice this, put some weight on the bar. And the next exercise we did was walking weighted lunges. This is another great exercise for females if they're trying to hit that posterior chain, the hams and the glutes. And the further out you step on this, the more you're going to work the hams and the glutes. If you take a shorter step, it's going to hit more of the quads. I always advise taking a step out pretty far because you want the knees to stay behind the toes. If the knees do cross the toes or go over the toes, you're just more prone to knee injuries. So I always try to avoid that, obviously. And this is another great exercise. You'll feel it in the glutes and hams the next day. So hopefully you guys liked the video, and hopefully this helped out some of the females out there. If you guys liked the video, please give us a thumbs up. Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys on the next one.